Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis is a complex and haunting novella that explores themes of alienation, isolation, and the dehumanizing effects of modern society. The story tells the tale of Gregor Samsa, a traveling salesman who wakes up one morning to find himself transformed into a giant insect-like creature. The story begins with Gregor's daily routine, as he wakes up to go to work and support his family. He has no real friends or social life, and his only connection to the outside world is through his job. However, everything changes when he wakes up to find himself transformed into a beetle-like creature. Despite his new appearance, Gregor continues to think and feel like a human, and he struggles to come to terms with his new reality. Gregor's transformation immediately alienates him from his family. His mother, father, and sister are repulsed by his appearance, and they treat him like a burden and an outcast. They lock him in his room and ignore his pleas for help, leaving him to fend for himself and slowly deteriorate. Gregor's isolation and alienation from his family mirror the experience of many people who feel disconnected from the world around them, while his family's rejection of him highlights the way that society often rejects those who don't fit into its narrow norms and expectations. As the story progresses, Gregor's condition worsens, and he becomes increasingly weak and frail. He struggles to move and communicate, and he is unable to eat the human food his family brings him. His family, meanwhile, becomes more and more resentful of him, and they begin to see him as a burden that they wish to be rid of. Despite his physical transformation, Gregor retains his human thoughts and emotions. He longs to connect with his family and re-establish his place in society, but he is unable to do so. The story's use of metaphor and allegory highlights the way that society can strip away our humanity and leave us feeling isolated and alone, as well as the power of compassion and empathy to transcend these barriers and connect us with one another. In the story's climactic scene, Gregor's family decides that they must get rid of him. They bring in a cleaning woman to clean his room, but when she sees him, she becomes so frightened that she refuses to enter. Gregor's father, mother, and sister then enter his room with the intention of removing him from the house. However, when they see how weak and helpless he has become, they are filled with remorse and guilt. In a final act of self-sacrifice, Gregor crawls back into his room and dies, freeing his family from their burden but also leaving them to grapple with the consequences of their actions. The story's haunting conclusion serves as a reminder of the power of empathy and the human capacity for both kindness and cruelty. Overall, Metamorphosis is a deeply unsettling and thought-provoking work that highlights the way that society can strip away our humanity and leave us feeling isolated and alone. Kafka's use of metaphor and allegory provides a powerful commentary on the dehumanizing effects of modern society and the power of compassion to transcend these barriers and connect us with one another.